Yeah, hello to the English language Banter Blitz show. And just as in the German show, I'm going to start with briefly talking about the 15% discount code that you may choose if you intend to buy premium. Go for ChessExplained as the voucher code. Okay, let's get going with some games. Yeah, we still see the final position of my German show. I got checkmated in the middle of the board in a bullet game that I played at the end of the session. Okay, so there's a non-premium challenge. Those are always tricky. So Yoga Nidra. Yeah, 5 and 3 minutes are fine. In the German show, I was playing some offbeat openings as requested. I'm not sure if I should simply continue doing that or if I should stick with more conventional setups. Is there a clear vote in the chat? Okay, this is not a game. Frankie 4 fingers. Don't see any opinion currently in the chat, so going to play something more normal. The Ponziani I should play. Okay. Okay, I mean I need to start with e4 and hope that it works out. Ponziani is not that terrible. It's basically like a, I don't know. it's like a Philidor with white or something. Yeah, this was a Trompovsky. And white is trying to, it seems, take here and keep the pawn. Will he manage that? Oh, he doesn't even try. Okay. No, that should be okay for me. Of course, I'm not better, but I should be fine. Yeah, that's true. I have new teacups, and this is a tiny one. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's the most boring game of all time. Roughly. Maybe he does something enterprising now, like f4. Not sure if it's good, probably not. But I mean, it's a playable move, of course, but I only have to avoid the take on c4. Bishop h7 is kind of embarrassing. Yeah, it's probably about equal. Yeah. And queen b4 next, maybe. Interesting. I thought this is quite comfortable for me, actually, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, taking on d7, I have to be alert that not bishop f5 at some point will hit me. Okay. Yeah. I'm okay here, but not totally sure how to continue. Giving up the exchange now is not enough compensation. It's not terrible to do, but it's not the best move, quite surely. But okay, come on, I simply want to get rid of that bloody piece. Bishop g4 I will certainly prevent. Yeah, white is better. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I knew that it's not enough, but I still was too annoyed by the knight on e5. It's weird. Almost pre-move to take. Yeah. Got 2 minutes 53 on the clock. It's really not a good idea to do somewhat weird pre-moves or risky pre-moves when you have that much time on the clock. Still, it's hard to imagine that white would not move the queen here. Rook takes d5, maybe. I can simply take on d5. Okay. Is there anything better than just grabbing this? I don't think so. And all of a sudden, I've got 2 extra pawns. Hooray. Maybe even a third one. Why can't I take? I think I can. Yeah, bishop also doesn't have many good squares to go to, so Frankie 4 fingers resigned. Yeah, thanks for the game, Frankie. Okay, so Jose Bon from Bonn, maybe. Okay, any opening moves that are kind of okay that I have not yet played. I don't want to do something. There was a request for the Ponciani and for d4. I can try one e4 and do something offbeatish now. no Ponciani. Okay, so knight c3 is a good move, of course, but I can also take. And we have transposed into a French exchange variation. It is not a given that the regular Petrov player knows subtleties about the French exchange. You can say, of course, we don't need that. It's the French exchange. You don't need subtleties, but I don't agree. I think there are, in fact, some subtleties. One is, for example, that in this kind of position, you wait. Bishop h4 is okay. You don't play an early rook e1. That's something that I found out. Something to avoid. Not going to explain why. There needs to be some mystery in the French exchange. Okay, black has played h6. This move is something that I generally welcome. Whenever h6 is on the board, it's more difficult to evict a knight from e5. So if you imagine a knight coming to e5, if you have the pawn back on h7, then f6 is an option. There's no g6 weakness, for example. Once you have h6 on the board, it's more difficult to get rid of a knight on e5. So that's an idea. One idea here also is h3, as bishop h5, g4 wins material. Bishop e6 has to be played now. Yeah, I enjoy the somewhat more active pieces, but this move I did not have on the radar, which is a bit of a shame. I could have played bishop g3, the move before, to avoid this trade. That's not good. Did not want this to happen. Yeah. I don't want to trade, but I don't want to retreat either. Not great, yeah? That was a bit of a misstep. Allowing knight h5. Yeah, here black probably should just take on f5, even though I think I have a slight pull after it. Maybe knight f8 is an option, but then I've got knight to e5. It's not so easy. It looks very simple at first, but there are some ideas. Okay, I'm just going to try to double. Maybe black can now take on f5 on e3. And it's true. I mean, not a huge thing, but didn't quite expect it to happen. But I'm more than 1 minute ahead on the clock. Come on, Jose, you have to speed up. That's absolutely not possible to think about this position for such a long time. There are more crucial moments in the game, or there will be more crucial moments in the game where you should rather invest your time. Yeah, black is defending this quite well. I just think it takes a bit too long. And now 2 knights are hanging. 2 knights are hanging. If I take with the... I think I'm winning a piece anyhow, right? They are hanging anyway. Then 96 happens. He has 96. I'm slow today. Yeah, e4 next is my idea. It's almost a self pin potentially. g6 maybe, but I have queen to a5. It's not like I have to go to g4. Doesn't do all that much. d5, queen d2 is my idea. The queen back and more centralized. He is defending this really nicely. Quite tenacious. Yeah, and I won on time. Black's position remains critical, but he defended this really quite nicely. I'm going to take a very short break. I'm sorry about that. And I'm back. Sorry for the small break. Yeah, let's continue. Okay. Great blunder. Let's not make one. Okay, great blunder is going to start with d4. There wasn't a request, right? What to play against it? Okay, come on. Let's do something unusual. Yeah, it's a Chigorin type of play. As mentioned, it's not so terrible. I think I mentioned it earlier. Okay, check. Well, I can just take, of course, but it's a little bit boring. Is there anything interesting that I can do? I mean, maybe going back, huh? It wasn't the original intention, but it's possible. My idea is now mainly to go e5, which is maybe even happening. No, rather one move later. I don't want any checks on a4 or b5, so castle first and then push the e-pawn. Okay. Yeah, a position like that is certainly completely fine for black. So can I win a pawn now? At the end there's bishop h2 and d2 is hanging. This was my idea. But there are other things hanging, yeah. Bishop takes, king takes, queen d2. And there's b7 is also hanging. But still I'm going to do it. Whew. He didn't take it. He just didn't take it. Why didn't he take it? Now I'm a piece up. And he made a great blunder, yeah? Sticking to the name. Try to get close to the king. The extra piece on d6 is a really nice attacking asset. Queen h5, h2 mate is currently the threat. It's not at all easy to prevent with normal means. Yeah, white has no good move. Yeah, it was a bit weird. He could have just taken h2 and then the situation isn't all that clear, I think. Okay, and checkmate against great blunder. Thanks for playing. So who else is on? I think Drew, I wanted to play in the German chess, in the German session, but he was not around. So I'm going to try again. We had a bit of fun with this already earlier. Can I take that? Oh, queen a4. No, there's no queen a4. I'm seeing ghosts. I really couldn't believe that he would just blunder it, and I was seeing ghosts. There's no queen a4. I take everything back. No queen b5. After I saw this ghost, yeah, I'm really trying to focus, yeah, not overlooking anything stupid. It seems I have to watch out. No hallucinations, please. Yeah, I'm a pawn up. That's good. White has no particular compensation, at least I don't see it. Can almost pre-move this one. I have to get this bishop into the game, so okay, that's an interesting choice. I can also play c4. That is also not bad. Yeah, the queen here does a couple of things. It looks at the pawn, it looks at the rook, and at the bishop. So whenever this bishop on b6, we have this lineup, always alert to ideas to take on g3 at some point. If h4 comes, queen takes, can be an idea if the diagonal is open and so on. And here now we see the connection of the queen with the rook. I can now grab here, and rook takes, queen c1. So queen g5 was looking at all kinds of critical squares. Yeah, and white resigned. This is not such a bad opening, by the way. Knight c6, in particular if after knight f3 you play e5 to transpose, or d6. d6 is also quite playable. It's been played by Carlsen once or twice, even in tournament games. Yuka Lahti is challenging. Oops, come on. Let's do it, Yuka. Maybe a Caro. Just something else, yeah. Let's mix it, the Caro and g6. Okay. Try to, I don't know if I get this in. It is a very ambitious way of playing this here with f6, knight f7, and wait. Knight f5 was coming into consideration, but I don't know. I'm out to try e5, get e5 in. If you manage that, you're fine with black for sure. The issue is that there's always pressure on d5. Okay, isn't that good now? Actually, e4 is a big threat. Wait, how do I cancel the pre-move? This way? Yeah. If he takes on e5, there's actually d4. I'm just spotting this. That wins a piece. Yeah, there's no way to save it. And here this also wins a piece. I think he only saw e4 coming, but ignored the idea to take. Yeah, thanks for the game, Yuka Lahti. Okay. Tom JH. It's a bit of a long time control, but okay, it's a kind of 4+2 is a bit on the long side, but I can play a bit quicker. So knight c6 is a pre-move that you can make. It's not completely terrible. Against b4 it is not great. But we don't know what Tom JH has in mind. Probably not 1b4. Now we get this again. e5 is also a move. I think e5 actually is enjoying the sounder theoretical reputation, but I'm not completely sure. And this should be fine though. I don't think this is a viable pawn sack. even though no. Okay, if he goes knight b5 now, I just I always go knight d5. I still can just take, right, and play king to d8. Yeah, take the money and run. Especially if the money is a big center pawn, I'm all for that. Oops. That was very generous. Yeah, I'm going to keep the pawn. You know, knight to b4 is next. Yeah, want to get rid of pieces and potential counterplay. Yeah, just push forward, yeah. Oh, Sam Shankland has a lecture on pawns based on his book. Okay. What is that? Is a YouTube video of the St. Louis Chess Club, or where did he do the lecture? It's about this book. It's nice. I think it's a very a very useful book. The only thing that I would have liked to see differently, just a small thing, I would have liked to see some more exercises. The exercises that are that are in the book, I'm sorry, they are very well chosen, actually, very nice, very nicely selected and so on, but there are not that many. There are I think we're talking about 16 chapters, something like that, and there are two positions per chapter. Not bad, but more I would have liked a lot. Yeah, here I'm a piece up for not much. I have to avoid knight d5, of course. Interesting. Kramnik should ask, how do I decide to what books to buy? Generally speaking, if people ask me if they should buy a book, I usually say, okay, did you already study absolutely everything you have? Most people buy lots of books but never actually get around to reading them, or even better, working with them. Yeah, especially if there are exercises. It's absolutely essential, of course, that you actually try to solve them, not just look at them. because there are many good books around, people usually have good books, but they don't use them all that much. How do I decide which books I like to buy? I mostly buy books for my lessons, to be honest. I like to have things on I rather nowadays more buy middle game or end game books, because I like to have material for lessons. That's often very useful, getting good exercise positions, getting good instructional games annotated in a good way. It helps a lot for the teaching. I don't buy that many opening books anymore, because if I'm really interested in something, I'm going to write the book myself, simply. What I usually look at is, I look at actually the publisher. Quality Chess is usually really what it sounds like. It's good quality. And the author, in some cases, oftentimes first books by an author are better than books that he will write at a later point in time. The first book is more of, it's novel in a way, and you try to do your best. I know from my own book that I invested lots of time there, and I think in some cases I invested the time on details that were not extremely necessary to investigate. Yeah, thanks a lot, Tom JH, for the game. So always blame the mouse. That's a good one. Yeah, in some cases you don't really need new books. Yeah, let's say endgame. Yeah, endgame books. People have Dvoretsky's Endgame Manual, and if they have that, why do you need another book? I mean, unless you have studied the Endgame Manual 3 times and know everything inside out. Yeah, yeah. And I don't think you need much more. Of course, you can say you don't like the whatever writing style or whatever. It's all valid, yeah. But just for pure instructional value, do you really need more? Oftentimes, just study what you have, and it will be good enough. Yeah, this game against Always Blame the Mouse features the London system, an opening that I don't really know all that well. I think I've played this once or twice in tournament chess. It's not bad, of course, but not usually my kind of opening. Okay, what to do here? F4? Unsure. Yeah, it's going to go knight to e4. I was not quite sure if I should drop this queen back or rather put it onto h4. Very busy central part, yeah, of the game, and the symmetrical. This is a very symmetrical block. Very nice. I've got the bishop here on h4, and he's got the one on b7. My point is to play g4, of course. That's a good point. My pawns eat people since he likes to study the same material from different sources. So he sees different views on the same subject. That is certainly a point. Okay, Liverpool is leading 2-1 in Rome. So they're basically through. Yeah, it's easy now. Yeah? As yesterday, the Bayern got eliminated by Madrid. Of course, I will root now for Liverpool. I mean, not that. I have a specific issue with Madrid. I really don't. But it's... I think Liverpool is playing really attractive. And of course, the German coach is a really really entertaining person, and kind of I would absolutely like to see him win. Okay, I think here I'm building up a nice attack on the king side in the meantime. One issue is I don't. I can take with a pawn. There's nothing wrong about it. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, the knight is completely offside. Yeah. I'm covering g3, and the idea is to play bishop e1 next. Okay, if I go back, g5 hangs, but h5 also hangs. There is no move anymore. And I know what he's going to do. Yeah, blame the mouse. You stupid mouse. Something like that. Or is there anything better? I don't think so. Also threatening knight e7 now. Oops, why is that working? I don't think it does. Taking everything. Yeah, thanks for the game. Always blame the mouse. Bouncy Aguila and Magician the Mighty. Bouncy Aguila I've played once. CIBH. I haven't played him. Okay. And some non-premium challenges. I should definitely immediately click away. So, is there anything? Did I try this already? I think I did, but we've got a typical queen pawn type of opening. Probably no, it's not going to play e4. I was expecting him to play e4. I have to be absolutely alert. This is a 3-minute game. Yeah? I can easily forget that and then all of a sudden I'm just losing on time. I don't think this works, to be honest. c7 is an issue and the bishop a3 is a big issue. So castles, there's bishop a3. Okay, I can still play bishop a3 now. Oh, I knew I had knight c7, but there's absolutely no a reason not to play bishop a3 first. Is there anything better? Bishop b5 is winning the queen. The general idea, I mean. Yeah, maybe this even, and then bishop b5. Yeah, the queen is not exactly having many good squares to go to. Maybe queen e7 is actually playable. Okay. Knight f7. Mate. That was a short win with b3. Thanks for the game. CI. Isn't I right? CIBH. Okay. Who else? King Kate 66. Okay. No game, no moves. Okay. Was there any particular request? I'm going to do that again. That worked quite well. Yeah, sure. That's definitely playable. Yeah, this looks like white is a little bit better. This bishop b5 line is actually what I recommend against this line. Funny. Trojanischer Springer says, can I ask for a Karo Kann? Of course you can. The issue with those requests is I tend to forget them. Yeah, next game when I'm when it's my move, I play whatever Sicilian, and then everybody says, you wanted to play the Karo, and then I'm really not good about that. Yeah, the Ponziani is requested by Fuchsia, but I tend to forget that as well. Okay, then I was able to at least like trade the B pawn for the D pawn. That is not so bad. I did, however, not appreciate the weakness of my c6 square. Anyway, I have c5 next, so this is okay. Oh, it says, Der Henker says he hopes that people in Oklahoma and Kansas can park the cars inside tonight. What do you have there? Like a storm warning or what's going on there? I did not haven't heard anything. Ah, hailstorm. Yeah, nicely defended by Kincaid. We can take on g7 now. I was thinking maybe taking on c2 is an option. Yeah, I think I'm actually winning pawn there. Yeah, I won 2 pawns. Check. Just keeping that pawn, there's no reason to give it back. Yeah, it looks good. Queen d2 is now the idea. Oh, didn't see that. Yeah, thanks for the game, Kincaid 66. Okay, who else is on? Yum is on. I tried many moves. Yeah, the Ponciani was still requested. I can try, I mean, but of course against e4. My idea was bishop c4 to a2, but that's not really useful here anymore. Yeah, so we're going to transpose into 4 knights Sicilian, where a3 is not as bad. Yeah, black is playing in the style of the Taimanov, which we transpose to. Not bad at all. .95 is what I would probably play myself there. Yeah, black is fine. Maybe I should have played f4. Yeah, should have played f4 instead of king h1. prevent that possibility. Okay, knight e5, it's not like it's deadly or anything, but I should have still prevented that. Okay, let's get this knight over to the king side. Aha. Well, I don't necessarily have to take. Yeah, but probably I should. Try to prevent e5 and d5. One idea is to play bishop, queen f2 to g3. Yeah, I thought I was preventing that. Probably not the case. Still, there should be a tempo. Yeah, it's a bit awkward for black. He has to do something about the knight discoveries. Yeah, that was to be expected. And now I was thinking e5 and f5. Yeah, let's not do f5 so quickly. Yeah, it's probably good. If he takes it, there's e6. Oh, that looks tactically very dubious. Yeah, even just taking is good, yeah. Yeah, queen takes looks risky, as as you could coin it, but this is also risky. I cannot believe that black is surviving this. Knight queen e3 or d2 to g5 is going to be extremely strong. There's also knight g5, queen h5. His queen on a5 is not defending at all. Yeah, black is running out of options. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think black has a defense here. Okay, that is at least very, very straightforward. Okay. Directly heading to g5. Yeah, pawn takes. Queen h6 is still the big threat. Yeah, queen h6, rook g8 still kind of continues. I thought this first is good, so that rook g8, there is knight f7 mate. I'm still threatening queen to h6, like d4, queen to h6. He can take on g2 with check, but that is just one unimportant check. Thanks for the game, Yum or Yum. Okay. Let's go Bouncy Aguila. I haven't played him yet. I mean, in the session, yeah, we have one game in the books. Knight c3 maybe again. What is he up to? Knight c3 is really a rare move. Surprisingly, yeah, it cannot be that bad. I think the main issue that people have is just like is d5, and white doesn't have a really great option after it. Okay, it takes a tad too long, so I'm going to terminate that. So Magician the Mighty, let's play him. Let's go. Yeah, the rating is okay. Yeah? I've won a couple of games. I lost one or two, I believe. And Magician the Mighty is not. Now he is. Okay, I can go to the King's Gambit here, which is probably not bad, but I wanted to play the Ponziani. I've forgotten about it. Yeah, again, yeah, I'm forgetting about those things. I can try one more e4 if the opportunity arises. He's taking a while. If you are facing all of a sudden the King's Gambit and you have no clue, it can be somewhat tricky. So let's see what he does. Plays a main line. I think this is what they do. Or is it g3? What do I suggest against the King's Gambit? I'm suggesting that black learns one line and sticks to it. You can play all kinds of things. You can play the classical with d5, like here, d5. g5 is also okay. There are many good options actually. It's just important to learn one of them and don't kind of invent the wheel during the game. That's not a good thing to try. Okay, so here I'm a piece down, but I hope that I get some longer term compensation. Not easy here. Let's see, bishop g5, no. Can take, play knight e4. Yeah, this is probably a bit too risky, but this is what it is. Is he just going for, yeah, maybe bishop e6, queen d7 and so on, going for the queen side. Okay. Very wacky stuff. Yeah, bishop g4 now looks extremely strange. He didn't do it. Knight f5 is probably strong. Taking d4 twice. Okay. Let's see, is there some trickery? Knight c5 takes, queen b3. It's not enough. Yeah. But going backwards is not really great. Yeah, Kasparov had to play a really lost line in the King's Gambit when he played a themed tournament, a game against Nigel Short. Why is Black not just taking the knight? That was my idea, that I'm getting it back. I mean, okay, this is not full compensation, but it's kind of, it's definitely tricky. Yeah. Not that easy for him, I think. My idea is just to take on b4 now with mate, and here I've got a3. I forgot about d4 entirely. d4. Shoot. Yeah, black can take on c3 is the problem. The en passant here attacks my queen. That is a huge problem. If he doesn't do it, I might be okay. Bishop takes c5 though is also strong. Yeah. I mean, strong. It's not strong in comparison to the other move, but it's tricky. Ah, no! Ah, I missed that move. Ah, what a shame. What am I down? 2 pieces. Crazy. No. Ah, what a lousy game. Yeah, of course I have to flag now. It's the only idea. That's an integral part of playing an opening like the King's Gambit, that you possibly flag the opponent. Isn't there some way at least to pose problems? dodging bullets. He was really too slow. But that's the only thing. Oh man. Yeah, thanks for the game. Magician the Mighty, that was of course completely lost, yeah. The King's Gambit, ugh, not my kind of opening. Turbo X99 has challenged me, so let's do it. Turbo X. Well, it's very conventional. Maybe I should at least play a Benoni. Not my kind of opening. But we'll see what happens if white has some specific knowledge or not. It's 3-minute chess, it's important. Okay, the knight's tour variation. Yeah, here this idea with f5 I think is a possibility. I don't know if this mixes well, to be honest. What I'm doing here with knight d8 and so on, it could well be might well be the case that this is not a great combination of moves. Huh, yeah, knight on e8 is entirely misplaced. Not good at all. Whew, b4 on the cards. Would I go b5? I don't think this is too bad. Yeah. If I'm playing very slowish stuff, this is going to be, of course, an option. There's a question about nuclear, why in the King's Indian, like knight f6, g6 against d4, why black plays early d6 when castling keeps the option open to play c6 and d5. I think black is mostly not castling short because you almost never really want to go c6 and d5. I know that is a line, but it's not particularly great, and they are usually just more straightforward in their choices. If they play the King's Indian with, then they play with d6 simply. Okay. Bishop c7, maybe. There was bishop c7, a move that I didn't really take into account. This bishop is not good. Bishop on a2, that's really a sad piece. Yeah, white is no good move. Okay, yeah. I shouldn't have allowed that. Okay, well, it's kind of a moot point because I will win on time, but still. Yeah, thanks for the game, Turbo X99. Okay, I can go for one more game, and I'm going to play Discombobulated. He's rated really highly. So this is a good final game to play in this show. And let's see, I'm going to pre-move knight c6 against Discombobulated and see what happens. Probably be transposed to a more conventional opening. Yeah, to the Vienna. Please think of the Kaukanet. That's probably too late. That's going to be the final game of the show, most likely. Yeah, white is probably just castling, even though... Yeah, is that enough compensation? I always a little bit concerned. But I thought this is an idea. Threatening knight c3 now. Discombobulated. It is a word. It is a word, and a nice one. I think it's unusual and it's a good show-off word, yeah, if you know what discombobulated means. At least I'm ahead on the clock here. So I'm going to get the bishop to f7. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I have no clue what this position is to be, how this position is supposed to be assessed. Really no idea. Maybe it's roughly equal. My idea is knight f4 now. Okay, so we got the trade. I wasn't sure. Taking with the pawn also was making some sense. I know it's a bit, I played in a very simple way here, but it still should be equal. He's got that silly rook to d6 idea. Didn't think of that. Not sure if this is right. I mean, you have to make a decision sometimes and hope it works out. Okay. I can just take f6. Oh, that's sick. I played a completely crap endgame. Yeah, I'm really disgusted with that. From this completely nothing what that he had. He had absolutely zilch. It was rather worse for white, if anything. And now I'm toast. Yeah, that was terrible. Terrible play. Didn't really take that serious what he did, the whole thing. And that was definitely a wrong approach. I mean, it wasn't good, but it also wasn't totally terrible. Yeah. Okay. Meh. Okay, if there is a bullet challenge, I'm going to take it. Thanks for the game, discombobulated. That was a bad game. I mean, around here, I'm rather slightly better than anything else, and I should never lose it. But I just played it too superficially. So, okay, we've got the bullet challenge. And I can try for the Caro, right? Yeah, I'm trying to get some thing rolling on the king side here. Okay. Rolling. It's a bullet game, Tom. Yeah, and Tom JH lost on time. Yeah, it's a bullet game. You have to play more than 20 moves. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be back next week, of course, the usual time slot starting at 7 with the German show and then 90 minutes later the English show. I hope we'll meet in in 7 days, 8 days, 7 days. Yeah, next Wednesday. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.